Good morning and happy Friday. I'm not even going to say it. I am going to say it. It's another beautiful day here in southeastern Massachusetts. I can't believe it. This weather's been great. So I wanted to get on here real quick and talk about one of my favorite subjects to talk about, and that's stress. We all have it. We've all experienced it. And I've got on here on previous videos and talked about the science behind it. But for those of you that have not seen those videos, I just want to really quickly talk about why we have stress and exactly physically what's going on in our bodies with it. So we have a sympathetic nervous system. Many of you have heard of it or referred to as the fight or flight system, right? So when something happens, our lives are threatened, we're, put into a stressful situation, our body goes into a mode where it either fights or it flees. It gets the heck out of there, right? And this is an innate system. It happens automatically. We don't have control over whether it happens or not. And the reason why we have this in the design of our body, really, the whole design of our nervous system, is to protect us, to keep us safe, so that we survive, right? So it's not really geared to whether we're happy or not necessarily, but it's a survival technique. The problem is that our sympathetic nervous system does not distinguish between a head-on collision where your life, or someone threatening your life with a gun to your head or something, a real life or death situation, and some stressful maybe deadlines that you have to meet, some bills that you have to pay, some conversation that you have to have that you're dreading. It doesn't differentiate between life and death and the stresses that I just mentioned. So physiologically, our bodies still go into that mode. And what happens physiologically is a couple of things, a bunch of things, but a couple of main things that happen is that the part of the brain that makes decision, our cognitive abilities, have kind of been paused, right? Because for us to, act in this fight or flight sort of response, it takes a lot of energy. It takes a lot of energy for our bodies. We get all this adrenaline and whatnot. So it takes a lot out of our bodies, so it reduces the things that it doesn't need. It doesn't need the cognitive part of our body because we're just automatically reacting. We don't need to think or problem solve at that time. The other thing that it does is that it works on our digestive system, right? So it kind of pauses everything there because we don't really need to process food when we're running for our lives. So a couple of these things that happen, and so when we're under a lot of stress, we can't problem solve. We can't think, make healthy decisions for us. And we'll notice that our stomachs will be upset. Either we get constipated, we get diarrhea, we just get bloated, we get a lot of pain happening there. And that's why. So our systems are, in that stressful mode to protect us, not realizing that it's not really life and death, and so that's why that's happening to us physiologically. The other thing I just want to mention also is that so this system that we have goes into play, but the intention was only to be for a couple of minutes. So when we are in a life or death situation, it happens very quickly. And so our bodies, react very quickly. We avoid, the car crash or, whatever. We run from the scene, we're life and danger, sorry. And then our systems go back to normal. right? So it goes back to normal, our cortisol levels go down, our adrenaline goes down, and we go back to the normal status. The problem with the stressors that are not life and death is that it's not really resolved. There's no situation really that goes away in minutes, and we're in this state for hours, days, weeks, or even months. And our bodies were not set up to be in that state for that length of time. And that's why we have a lot of health issues and a lot of problems with our bodies because of that, because it wasn't designed to be in that state for that length of time. So I just wanted to talk about a couple of things that can help. So the goal is to reduce the intensity of your emotions so that you can problem solve, right? So going back to what I said, that when we're in that stressful situation, we cannot problem solve. The part of the brain that makes decisions, that cognitive part of our brain, is on pause when we're with these intense emotions, when we're under a lot of stress. So we don't make healthy decisions. So the goal is to, bring the intensity of those emotions down. In DBT, we call that emotion regulation, in order to bring our, our physiological state back to normal, and then we can make those, problem-solving decisions. So a couple of things. So there's the vagus nerve, which is a nerve that is really interesting. It starts from the brain, and it goes down through your throat, and it goes down to your abdominal. So what happens is when you tap into that vagus nerve, you can reduce that stress and calm the body naturally, right? And so 3 things I want to put out there for you to help you bring down those intense emotions that you can utilize holistically, which is what I'm all about, trying to utilize holistic measures to help with our daily lives. The first one will be taking a hot shower or a hot bath. I prefer shower. I don't really like baths. I don't fit in the tub right. My legs are too long. They stick out. I feel uncomfortable. Anyway, the temperature of the hot bath actually soothes and has the effect on the vagus nerve, which in turn will reduce the stress. So tapping into that vagus nerve is key, and that's what we want to do in order to reduce the stress. One of the things that we can do to reduce the stress. And so taking a hot bath or shower, the temperature is important too, because the hot shower or very warm, whatever you can tolerate, soothes, and this vagus nerve is in tuned with your skin, and so your sensories, and so the hot water soothes. If you ever notice taking a hot bath or a shower, you'll become sleepy, you become tired, so it's bringing down that level of stress. That's one of the ways. Another way, which I found interesting, but it makes sense, is singing or humming. So remember I said the vagus nerve goes through the throat. So it also has sensories there. So, and there's a reason why Buddhist monks chant, right? And that's a very soothing thing. So you can hum, you can chant, you can, sing, and that will actually bring down the intense emotions, which, like I said before, that's the goal here. We're trying to bring down those intense emotions so that we can make healthy decisions. The third one, and which one I've been practicing a lot, well, going outside and going for a walk, even for 10 minutes, is very beneficial. A lot of us already know that. By going outside, we tend to breathe deeper, and so that's one of the reasons why they suggest that, going outside. But another thing that I've been doing a lot of research on and been practicing a lot myself lately is the grounding technique. So going for a walk barefooted. And now that the weather is warmer, I don't know about you, but I can't go barefoot in the snow. I can't go barefoot when it's cold out. But the weather's getting warmer, so going out walking barefoot. So our bodies are made of energy, right? And when we're stressed out, I know it kind of doesn't make sense, but we're full of positive energy. So we're intense emotions. It's positive energy. And what we want to do is we want to stabilize that. And by walking in the soil barefoot, our bodies absorb the negative energy. So it stabilizes, it balances out more of our energies and reduces the stress, reduces that intense positive energy, and so that we can become more balanced bioelectrically. And so those are some tips that you can utilize, you can try. Sometimes they work for you, and well, they'll always work for you, but not everybody feels comfortable with all of them. Like, you might not be one to walk barefoot. So singing, chanting, taking a hot bath or shower might be the one for you. So I encourage you to try all three to see which ones you prefer. And at different times, you may prefer different ones. You may be at work and maybe not able to take a hot shower, right? So you might be able to hum or chant. Don't worry what other people think, right? They're really not really concerned about you. And sometimes, just by humming or chanting, you can uplift other people's moods, which is the last thing I want to mention, right? So when we're under stress, it's not just us, we affect our whole environment. The people around us will be more stressed out. It's kind of like, witnessing a car accident, right? You also have increased heart rate, adrenaline, those stressors. Even if it's temporarily, you are affected by somebody else's accident. So that kind of thing can actually help your environment by humming and singing, as well as helping you. And you feed off each other's energy. So if other people are stressed out, you'll feel it too. And by humming and singing, like I said, you can change the whole environment. So I hope this has helped you. I hope you have a wonderful day. Stay blessed. Let the people that you know, let the people that you love know that you love them. Send out that text. Give them that call. Give them a hug. And live your life enthusiastically, because there really isn't any other way. Until next time, guys. Peace.